Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn and Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Red Laughlin here. We're on the Wise Ones on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. This is show number 2 today of 3 shows back to back to back that I do every Thursday. And the Wise Ones can go a variety of different ways. But first, let me just give you a real quick synopsis of me. I consider myself a bit of a translator of complexity, primarily in the human body. I research the human body at the cellular level. Chemically speaking, I look for cause and effect relationships. Treat a cause, fix problems, treat symptoms, and you'll always be treating symptoms. I look primarily at what are the causes of things. So when I start diving deep into the body, I concentrate a lot on the hallmarks of health, the hallmarks of aging, pathways of disease, those kinds of things. And my latest book coming out here in a couple of months is called Aging Sucks. And it's really and truly going to go into from the 30,000 foot level to the 5,000 foot level as to what causes us to age, what causes our health to improve, and what are those things that start disease and what can we do about it? So that's me. That's as much as you're going to know about me today. So let's get right into our guest today, Holly Gutwillinger. Holly, please join me up here on stage.
Hi, Red. How are you?
Exceptionally well, as always. Okay,
awesome.
Tell the world your last name because I butchered it and I apologize.
You did not. You did very well. It's Gutwillinger. Yes, okay. That's exactly how you said it.
Well, sometimes I surprise myself. So anyway, great smile today, by the way, Holly. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're an author. You're beginning to be a mentor for other authors. You have a podcast. You're a student. You're a rescue animal person. Enthusiast. Lots and lots and lots of things there. So, and you're in Canada, which makes it maybe a little bit more difficult because the weather sometimes doesn't cooperate. But you're saying the weather's starting to cooperate now, so things are definitely looking better on both ends. So let's start with the first thing here. Author, you just had a book published. Tell us about that.
Yes, I did. I'm still in disbelief, Red. Actually, it's been a couple of weeks since my launch on Valentine's Day, my favorite day of the year. And it's been a whirlwind because I've been learning all the facets about publishing a book, self-publishing, doing all the things that I never knew how to do before. And now all of a sudden I'm launched into this entrepreneurial author world. So that was a made up term, but it's lots of fun, lots of fun.
Okay. Why don't we go down that road for a while? Because it's something that, I've published over 50 books for other people. So I understand a little bit about it. And as most of us authors, we know how to write, but you start getting in that other field of advertising and marketing and press releases and TV shows and podcasts and everything else. Some areas we do well in because we can talk and look pretty good. Other areas, we're just not really well equipped yet. So you decided to self-publish your book. Tell us why.
I decided to self-publish my book because, well, first of all, I didn't even plan to have this book. It was a gift. It landed on my lap. It was a gift from my dog, believe it or not. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to wait for somebody to choose me. I choose me because I've always chosen everyone else my whole life, that this is my time. This is Holly's time. So I thought, no, I'm going to move through with this, whatever that looks like. And I really didn't know at the time, but by choosing me, I was able to have a lot of control over the book, not because I'm a control freak, although my husband might think I am, but just I was able to explore all the different avenues of getting this book out to people. And I really wanted to make a difference. I wanted to create an opportunity where I could raise money for rescue shelters. And so this is my way to do it. I created the experience and the opportunity.
Let's jump real quickly into your website, because there's a thing there on your rescue dogs that I think is just absolutely adorable that the audience needs to see. So if I can get our producer to jump over there quickly, and yeah, there we go. And we're just going down the page here in a second. There we go.
My boys.
Yes, isn't that neat?
Oh, they're so handsome. And that was a few years ago now. And so there's a little bit more white around the first dog's face, and he's aging. They are in their senior years now, but I just love that photo of them. It was just in my friend's backyard. Yeah.
I took a look at that just before we were backstage, and I fell in love with it. I just had to make sure our audience saw that, because it really and truly is a good. My daughter has a couple dogs. It's very small, tiny dogs.
Yeah.
They're also that 10 plus years, and
Mhm.
so anyway, so these are rescue dogs, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us that story.
So everything in the book is true as for where the dogs are concerned. And so it explains all of their stories. But with Cash, he's the first one. His name is Johnny Cash. I went into the rescue shelter after losing our dog Chance, and that was a few months after. And so I went to the rescue shelter going to look at a different dog, actually, but I saw Cash, and the attendant said, "Oh, no, 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 no. He's not just for anybody. He's a lot of dog." And I said, "Well, he's so handsome. Can I please just spend some time with him?" So I did. And I think I was able to prove to the attendant that I would be that alpha dog in a sense, and I would be able to handle him, because he is a lot of dog. He always has been, always will be, but I love him. So we got him, but there's a lot of different things that happen as soon as we brought him home. When I say he's a lot of dog, yes, that's true. So I thought, hey, why don't we get a second dog? And we did, and that's where Sully came from. But Sully's story is a little bit different. He comes from Northern Canada. And so I had to recreate his story, but although I knew about it, and I know what rescue missions are like here in Canada and how they go up north and they bring home packs of dogs. So we got Sully with the hopes of calming Cash down a little bit and socializing him. But that was false. That did not work. But now, we had both dogs, and we learned to live with both of them the way they were.
Yeah, you talk about a big dog. My daughter's dogs are like 20 pounds, a little bit more. But for a short while, we had a Mastiff that we were rescuing from a friend's. The dog was too big for the apartment. We got it where it could live outside in the country. And I think at one point in time, we got to 186 pounds. And it was the largest dog that this local vet there in small town Texas had ever seen or ever had worked on. But 186 pounds, when that dog would step on your foot, you knew you had something there. Just no doubt about it. But just a gentle giant. I mean, you could not ask for a more lovable dog.
Mastiffs tend to be that way, don't they?
But anyway, so you decided you wrote this book, or the book wrote for you, however you want to phrase that.
Yeah.
And now you have a book, it's published, and now you're an entrepreneur. You've got to get that book out and sold, because you've got to make some money with that book. Tell us about what is going on with regard to your learning curve on being an entrepreneur in the publishing world, self-publishing world.
My goodness, I just feel like I've been hustling for months, and a break is coming soon. Some time on the couch with Netflix, but I've had to learn every aspect of this process, and from posting on social media to learning how to speak at an interview to, I would even take a step back, and it's how to format the book, how to publicize the book, how all of the things that are involved. I had to learn on my own. Thankfully, I have really great author friends who have done some of that work. So I piggybacked, and I was riding their coattails, and I still am to a certain extent. But as I learn, I take notes, I listen, I learn, and that's what I want to be able to give to other people, because it's not an easy road, and it's tiring. Like, it's exhausting. It's fun. It's so much fun. But if you're not careful, you can overdo it. And so now I'm at vendor shows and I'm really trying to publicize this book. I go into bookstores. I'm not afraid to ask questions or to present myself. And I think that's the one thing I learned about myself is I really enjoy that part is just connecting with people.
Okay, AI, are you using that in your quest to become a better entrepreneur?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I haven't been on AI, but I'm not really sure how that fits in. I guess I'm just old school and I'm pounding the pavement and I'm going into bookstores in Southern Ontario, that is, because we don't really have any here where I live, and just asking like, "Hey, would you carry my book?" And I'll either get a yes or a no.
Okay, what if you were to sit down with your favorite AI, whichever one that may be, and you
Mhm.
say, as a prompt, you are an expert publisher. You've published for 20 years, all sorts of genres. You're an expert in marketing. You're an expert in advertising. You understand the social media. In other words, you're prompting social media to tell who it is. And you say, I am now a new entrepreneur. I need experience. I need guidance. I need, how can you help me? And this is my goal. I want to be able to sell 100 books a month, whatever it may happen to be, whatever your goal is. How do I get there? So, in other words, you set this thing up 1 or 2 or 3 pages of prompt of where you tell it who it is, why
Mhm.
it's there, what it's doing, what value you expect, who its audience is, all of those things that you need as that mentor for you in your business, because that truly is an objective vendor. And then you tell it, don't measle mouth, don't try to protect me. Tell me what I need to know, even, and if it's not what I need to know, tell me anyway, because I'm the one that's going to make the decision. And so now you can end up getting 10, 20, 30 pages of AI spitting out, okay, here's your marketing plan. Here's your social media plan. Here's whatever it is. And so from a self publishing perspective, from an author perspective, from a podcaster perspective, from a uh, reader perspective. I mean, you can look at these perspectives differently and say, how can, and just use the AI as a tool. That's all it is a tool.
Mhm. Hmm.
But you got to tell it who it is first.
Right. And I
Otherwise, it doesn't know. It's,
no.
it'll dump on you, but it won't dump what you want. And then when you finally get down to, oh, that's the answer I wanted, then you go back and you say, AI, of all the stuff we've done, take all of this and reincorporate it into the prompt so we don't have to have this conversation again to get here.
Huh.
And so now it's self-learning. And the
Mhm.
more it knows about what you are and your needs, it will help you. I use this all the time in the stuff that I'm doing. I have a
Okay.
2-page prompt I start with. And about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had a knockdown drag out because it was trying to protect me on something that, was not supposed to be there. It says, well, the clinical, I said, I don't care about the clinical state. I want to know.
Mhm.
I will make that decision. You just tell me. And then, okay, so we finally had, that little aha moment between the two of us. So that might be something that might be of immense value to you because it's free. You have the time, and just go down one path at a time. Tell me about how my book, my genre can work in Instagram. Uh, how can I convert my books effectively into video, 30-second, 45-second? Tell me about my YouTube channel. Lots of things that AI is going to be able to help you with, and it's just going to give you hints. It's going to give you some guidance, and I don't want that. I can't do
Mhm.
that right now. Or anyway, so that might be something of immense value for you.
And it might be, and it's something, perhaps I will explore. I guess I feel like because of where I live, it's remote in the sense of the rest of the world. And so it is difficult to get my book out there in the world other than going to these small shows and being self-published. I mean, there is that struggle that we know is real. But I am very active on Instagram. I started a podcast. I'm trying to get up on YouTube and LinkedIn. I brand new on there. So I feel like I'm doing all the things, but yes, you're right. It might help me tweak them just a little bit more to just fine tune what it is I'm actually doing now and just get better at it because that's all we can do, right? Is learn and get better at what we're doing.
What social medias are you on right now?
Instagram, LinkedIn, like I said, is brand new. Facebook, so Instagram just links on to Facebook. I have been trying TikTok, but the struggle is real with TikTok. And I mean, I've just just started putting my face on screen, which is, that's a learning curve in its own. It's not comfortable, but I'm doing it. And yeah, so those are my social platforms. And
Okay.
Substack, my goodness, Substack is like my best friend. So how could I forget my best friend?
Okay. And if you were to ask AI, how much time should you devote to each one based on your genre and other things like that,
Mm,
that might also help say, maybe Instagram is best Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know. I don't know your genre well enough,
yes.
but I know that most people spend a fair amount of time uh, providing value and a
Mhm.
little bit of time selling. If you're 80% selling and 0% value,
Mhm.
you lose people right away. And so those are things that the little nuances that you're out there. You're trying to make people know, who are you? Why are you here? What
Yeah.
value are you adding? And if you're in the animal rescue business, maybe that's really and truly, maybe every 10th or 15th post. Hey, I got this book, by the way, that really and truly. And so you just kind of
Oh yeah.
drip on them a little bit, but you're providing value in the meantime. What do you think?
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I truly, I do. And I have been looking at, those prime times for the social media platforms, right? But I think that also I have been really trying to focus on staying in the fun and the joy part of it because I don't want this to ever become a place of, oh gosh, I just don't want to do that anymore. And so I feel that if I stay there, I'll be okay.
You have plans to make your book an audiobook?
I would love to. That's one part I'm struggling with right now as a newbie. I'm looking into it, but it seems like the costs are quite exponential, and so I'm not even sure that it's feasible for me at this point. But I would love, love, love to hear my dog, you know, in an audio format. Like, wouldn't that be so much fun?
I know that there are some Audible options where the author or the
Narrator?
narrator, I was thinking
Mhm.
speaker, that wasn't right. Narrator will split. In other words, it doesn't cost you anything, but the profits go half and half or whatever the thing is. You might also want to check on your KDP Amazon account because in there now they offer an Audible option that is worth at least exploring what options you have up there in Canada with regard to that.
Okay. Yep.
And that I do not know. I don't believe there's a cost to that, but there is anything involved in that publishing arena. Things most of us would give up our ISBNs, take the freebies because that's saving cost.
Right.
Not that your book's going to make a major motion picture, but there are certain things that you want to protect as your intellectual property. So
Yes.
there are things there that you're in the learning curve now. Learn, and then the next book that comes out, you're in a wiser position to take advantage of things.
Definitely. And I think that I'm well on my way. It's just, I'm really trying to live in the space of this book being launched in the world and enjoying this part of it. So I'm just dabbling in the audio process, but I know how much I enjoy audiobooks. So I know somebody else will too, especially seeing as there's a talking dog in the book. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Uh, you mentioned earlier when we were backstage about writers and being competitors, and in most
Mhm.
cases, I know at least down here in the Texas area, almost every author helps everybody else. That's just the common courtesy. That's the standard. I'm not sure how it is up there in Canada. I know different places are different things,
Mhm.
but that might be something also is to get other authors to help in some way, shape, or form. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree. And I would say the same for here. In my small community, we are very supportive with one another. Although our circles aren't very big, but I do love to network. And so my son lives in Toronto, so when I go there, I really try to network as much as I can. I go to all the bookstores and I try to attend so many webinars and workshops to to get into that networking world. And I would hope that the competition is not there, but we know the reality. I mean, there's competition everywhere. But I align myself with those who want to support and lift one another, not compete, because there's room for everybody.
Holly, we're going to take about a 1 minute break here, coming up commercial break. And when we come back, I want to go into the video world of being able to market your product. So when we come back from the break, that's what the direction I want to go in.
Awesome.
Ever dreamed of hosting your own TV show, sharing your story with a global audience? Now's your chance to shine. At USA Global TV and Radio, we make it easy for you to create, host and broadcast your very own TV show. Whether you're a storyteller, entrepreneur or industry expert, we help you bring your vision to life. With our exclusive interview, live streaming and podcasting training, you'll gain the skills and confidence to captivate your audience. Our global platform ensures your voice is heard worldwide. Join our community of creators who are already making an impact, one show at a time. Step into the spotlight. Host your own TV show on USA Global TV and Radio. Book your discovery call today at usaglobaltv.com. Copyright 2025 USA Global TV and Radio. All rights reserved. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit usaglobaltv.com.
Randall Laughlin here. We're on the Wise Ones on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. My guest today is Holly Gutwillinger. And Holly, please join me back up here on stage.
Hi, Red.
Just before the break, I told you we want to talk a little bit about videos. As part of your self-publishing entrepreneur network kingdom, whatever you want to call it, are you using any videos as part of your social media marketing or any other aspect?
Definitely. Again, it was a comfort zone that I really needed to, I needed to cross that threshold and get comfortable with it, but I'm there now. And so if I might be able to talk about the mentorship and the videos and how they fit together is I have been contemplating a mentorship program of some sort for new writers, because when I started writing this book, I was a sponge. I was taking in all of the things, whether it was free lessons, paid courses, podcasts were my best friend. But I couldn't figure out how I was going to launch this mentorship program. So what I started a couple weeks ago, I put out a video. I said, okay, I'm writing a new book, so I'm going to walk people through my process in small clips. And that's just one way that I can start. It's free. It's putting me in front of the camera. It's getting me comfortable with that. But it's also authentic. It's real. It's from my heart to the listener, the reader, not the reader, the viewer. And so I am taking those videos and making them work for me in that sense. But of course, I post a lot of dog videos. So, yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel for my podcast, Ramblings from the Little Shed, but not for videos as much. Not yet.
Okay.
Mhm.
How long are your videos?
For the podcast?
No,
30.
no,
Oh.
for your marketing.
I try to keep them under a minute for the clips, but when it's the educational portion, 2 minutes or so, because we know people don't have long attention spans. So we have to keep it quick to the point.
Okay. Do your videos concentrate on your book as a product that's available for sale?
No, it's strictly on how I can help you get through the writing process, like from sitting on the couch to grabbing a pen and starting to write.
Okay. Well, why don't we consider putting out a couple, 3 or 4 videos a month that talks about your book, the value that's in there. You talked about earlier that the book was, let me go to my note here real quickly, a story of acceptance, not rescue.
That's
And
right.
so there's a lot just in that 4 or 5 words that can be implied into what is this book really about? Why should somebody buy it? What value is somebody going to get from it? And so if you put that into a 30-second, 45-second marketing video that tells people, okay, this book is available, here's where you can get it. Why not add that to your domain of being a self-publishing entrepreneur?
I love that. My goodness. I feel like you're on my team now. I love it. No, I'm going to do that for sure.
Because you're already doing the videos, you've already conquered that part.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have your picture on these videos, because a lot of the AI videos that create these marketing things will go out and pick the, whether it's dogs or whatever, they'll pick those, and you can even put your own in there. I mean, there's nothing saying you have to accept what they have, but they give you the video, they pull in the images, they have the text that's on the screen and it's read. It's a remarkable, in 3-4 minutes, it's done.
Yeah.
And I was blown away the first couple, 3 times I did it. That's this easy. And sometimes when things are that easy, you still don't do them.
Yeah,
And
true.
so that means you need to have a plan that says, okay, this day, 9 o'clock, Mondays and Thursdays, I do videos, whatever it is. But that has to be part of that hard written plan that actually happens.
No, I appreciate that, Red. I'm definitely going to put that in my repertoire of things to do. I think that's smart.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit more about why this book was more of a not a rescue of per se, but more of a story of acceptance.
Well, that was the second gift that my dogs gave to me when they handed me this story. Well, Sully mostly, but we've had these dogs for over 10 years and I've always been trying to fix them. Like when I say fix them, obedience classes, dog behaviorists, been trying to do all the things and just was never able to get them to move past their own fears and anxieties. And so that created a lot of anxiety in me as well. And so 3 years ago, when my dog who has the most fears was sort of bounding towards me, his little ears were bouncing up and down, his tail was wagging. A poem downloaded to me in his voice saying like, "I'm okay, you don't need to fix me, just accept me the way I've accepted you." And there was this light bulb moment and I thought, "Wow, okay, what do I do with this?" And so I continued writing and learning and just sitting with my dogs and observing more, even though I had spent so many hours doing that. But in doing so, I learned that this wasn't me rescuing them or them rescuing me. It was just a mutual acceptance. And when we learn to accept each other where we are, we're able to grow even further. Because my dogs accepted me for all of my Holly isms right from the get-go, but I didn't for them. And so once I did, my relationship has changed with my dogs. Even though they're seniors, like we just enjoy each other's company more now. I'm not saying they still don't have issues, they have fears, but so do I.
Holly, you mentioned earlier that you spent some time actually with the dog in order to bond.
Yeah.
Is that something that most people, when they go into a rescue shelter, do? I don't think so.
I don't think they spend enough time trying to bond with the dogs. Now, this is just my opinion, of course, but I just find that people may go in and they fall in love with a dog. Heck, I went into a shelter the other day and I wanted to foster a dog because I fell in love with how cute Lucas was, right? But I couldn't bring him home, and my husband made me realize that, but he's the head and I'm the heart, and so I just wanna rescue all of them. But you're right, Red, like, people don't spend enough time, and if they almost got to trial the dog for 24 hours with that caveat that, if it wasn't a great fit, they could bring them back. I know that's like a logistical nightmare, but there's gotta be some other way because a lot of people return dogs and cats because it's just not what they thought it was gonna be. You need to look at your life and see where that pet fits in.
Where do you see yourself helping other people in the world of animal rescue?
Well, I work full time, and so I don't have a lot of hours to go out and volunteer. And so by doing this, I'm able to create my own opportunity to help shelters. I donate a portion of every sale of each book or any of the merch that I have at a vendor show. Just the other day, I went to a turtle pond wildlife refuge and I donated just a little bit, but it was something. And so that's how I'm able to help with the rescue missions by spreading the word. My book has factual information as well. So it's a fictitious story, but it's also there's a little hint of a lesson in there about rescuing dogs and that sort of thing. So that's my way to give back.
So it's in your culture, it's in your mindset continuously, regardless of whether
Totally.
it's a four-legged dog or a four-legged turtle. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Yeah, you bet.
My sister has passed away a long time ago, but she had one of those little turtles that had the painted back on it.
Yep.
And raised it. Literally, it got to a point where it could no longer even turn around in its terrarium, aquarium, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so they took it down to the local park and had a sending away party and everything. But she's always been one. We gave her our parrot because we could not control the parrot, but she had the ability to talk and what. Anyway, so we've been animal people for a long time. I even had a white rat as a pet when we first got married. Uncle Arthur. Uh, and so he would sit on the dashboard of the car when we were driving. And I remember taking him into a vet. I don't think the vet had ever seen a rat as a pet. But anyway, little things that are there, but it's just part of life. And they're just sometimes they just love you to death, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's right. Now we just need to love them as well, just as much, right? And unconditionally. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's another webinar that you can produce or maybe you take people hand by hand and you walk them around to 2 or 3 different animal shelters and you help them get that right bond that they need. I don't know.
I think that's another great idea. My goodness, I've got to write all these notes down.
Well, we have the archive show on a couple different places, so it's easy enough to get back to it.
Yeah.
What is your biggest challenge right now? It sounds like you have this and this and this, and it's working. What's an unknown that is really and truly bothering you, but you wish you had some skill level that would allow you to go down that road in order to get better at publishing and marketing?
That's an excellent question. There are probably several things. It would be the social media platforms. I mean, do they really help you in this venture of selling books, or is it old school pounding the pavement into bookstores? It's navigating that. And I mean, I know social media is meant for people to have a glimpse into your life, not so much your product, but how do I guess I never started this whole journey with the mindset of money making. That really still isn't my goal. But I do love the idea of being able to raise money for shelters through sales of my book. Truly and honestly, my biggest challenge right now is time. I'm working on my second novel, and I need to sit down and get the words on the paper. But all of this other stuff is taking up so much time, and this is not a complaint whatsoever. I'm having the time of my life, but I want to write. I want to write more and more and more, and I can't wait to get back into my next story.
How is your MFA program at King's University doing to your time horizon?
It's excellent. I'm able to manage that one because I'm able to work in my next project into the main project of the MFA. So I've really aligned it. I thought it out, I planned it, and it's not so bad. And it's online, which I'm very grateful for. I have a residency coming up in June so that I have to travel for, but other than that, we get to do it from the comfort of our home. I have the discipline to get the work done, so I'm lucky that way.
Okay, to me, MFA is Master of Fine Arts. What is
Yes.
it? We're talking the same subject. Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I live in a world of acronyms, and so I just figure everybody knows what I'm talking about.
From a military background, acronyms became the standard, and sometimes you just got to declare things for what they are. So
You got it.
your writing has you write in a number of different ways, and so this is helping you to become a better writer and hopefully down the road become a better publisher.
Yes, absolutely. And I hope that I created Ramblings from the Little Shed Publishing, and it's on my book, because down the line, you never know. I may mentor some people who want to put together an anthology, and that's my hope, is that we can create more anthologies about dog stories, cat stories, pet stories, and then we can sell those for, to raise money for shelters as well. So I do have that forward thinking, and I'm always trying to think of the next step and to level up to the next place in this journey.
Yeah. My first contribution in anthology was 57 other authors. And I think my part was a very, very short chapter in that book. But I think the last one we did was less than a dozen. And so it's something that I think a lot of people would love to. It seems like almost anybody who has a dog has had one for a while, or cat or rat or whatever it may happen to be, would love to be able to tell their story. And maybe that's where you can help them as their writing guide and also a potential author in an anthology down the road.
That's exactly how I see it. Oh, sorry, Red.
And publisher.
Yes, that's how I see it. So that's like the long-term goal, but We will get there one step at a time. And the podcast, I'm pleasantly surprised at how well accepted it is, and people just love to talk about their pets. So my son and I are providing this platform to just have a conversation with people from all walks of life, and so we get to do that there in like the verbal form. But the anthologies, the written anthologies, everybody wants an opportunity to see their work in a book or something that is physical, tangible. So that's part of the plan down the road.
Do you have any particular dogs that you fall in love with more than others?
No, just all of them. I've had dogs my entire life. I've had dachshunds, I've had Shelties, Yorkies. We call them mutts here. I don't know if you call them that, but so all dogs. Yeah.
Tell us about your next book, because we're getting ready to wrap things up here quickly.
Yes, my next book, I've got the first draft out. It's will be called Must Love Rescue Dogs, and it's a meet cute in the dog park. So I'm going on the sweet romance journey, and it will be I'm shifting things a little bit where the man always comes in and rescues the woman, and he will in certain circumstances, but there will be one massive event where the table will be turned and she will rescue him. So, but there will be a ton of dogs in there as well.
One last question before we get to where people can get your book and get in touch with you.
Yes.
Any plans for having your book put in a foreign language?
No plans, but I would, another one of my goals, I love your questions, Red. I would love to write a book in French because I am bilingual. And so I would actually like to just write the whole thing in French. But no, I don't have a plan for this book. But hey, if anybody wants it in a different language and wants to help me, I'm right here.
How do people get in touch with you? How do they buy your books? And what's going on in your life that people need to know about?
All right. So my book is available where all books are sold, of course. I have a website. It's www.ramblingsfromthelittleshed.com. I can be found on Rambling from the Little Shed on Instagram. And right now I'm just trying to get my next manuscript in a place where I can send it to an editor. And I'm still just having a ton of fun. So I hope that I'm asking readers to set aside their judgment to read about a dog who has a voice in the book, but just have fun with it. And yeah, if anybody needs help, that's what I want to do, is I want to teach as well.
Any book signings coming up?
No, nothing as of yet. I'm trying to get into our local it's Indigo now, which is kind of like the equivalent to Barnes and Nobles.
How do people get on your podcast?
Very good question. They could email me at ramblingsfromthelittleshed@gmail.com. And the only stipulation is that you want to talk about a pet that influences your creativity.
Okay, so Ramblings, RAMBLINGS, from thelittleshed.com.
Yes.
Holly, thank you so very much for your time today, and I look forward to our next conversation in the future. It's just I wish you the absolute best, and as always, I learn as much sometimes from the guests as it's a two-way street. As you say, we're here to support each other, not compete against each other. So take care, have fun, enjoy, and I wish you the best. Brett Laughlin here. We're getting ready to conclude. In fact, we are concluding, not getting ready to. We are concluding The Wise Ones today on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. My next show is called Talking Heads. It starts in about 23 minutes. And my topic today is diet, health, and aging. And my focus is the fact that there are certain things that define aging. There are certain things that define health. There are certain things that define disease progression. And when you really break it down, diet is a major, major, major portion of that. But like most things in our life, we start eating, we find the foods we love to eat, we have comfort zones, we have habits, but we never, I'm supposed to eat greens, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to avoid that. But what is the result if you do or you don't? Most of us never know because those aren't the things we're told. We're not taught that. So my show, Talking Heads, is about awareness, about education, and it focuses on longevity and aging. So please join me if you can on Talking Heads on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. Right Red O'Loughlin signing out. Take care. Bye, y'all.
From the magical world of the amazing adventures of Lady Ella comes a heartwarming new journey filled with kindness, courage, and compassion. Lady Ella, the beloved ladybug and listening mentor, is back, and this time she is not alone. Meet her brave and thoughtful brother, Lord Jack. Together, they take flight on their very first kindness adventure. Along the way, they meet 3 new friends in need: a duck feeling discouraged, a mouse struggling to be understood, and a busy little bee who's completely lost. But with the power of elevated listening and simple acts of kindness, Lady Ella and Lord Jack show us how understanding and empathy can make the biggest difference in someone's day. Written by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the listening mentor, this 9th book in the best-selling Lady Ella series teaches children ages 5 to 10 the essential skills of listening, kindness, and etiquette. Now available for pre-order on Amazon. Scan the QR code and order your copy today.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful: The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives, by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
Markets shift overnight. Technology rewrites industries. Leadership decides who survives and who scales. Real stories, real people, real business. Welcome to The Business Show on USA Global TV and Radio, reaching audiences in more than 60 countries and home of the YouTube Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. This is not theory. This is not recycled commentary. This is business in motion. Founders, CEOs, investors, strategists, operators, the people building companies, moving capital, driving innovation. We go beyond headlines into decisions, beyond noise into strategy, beyond trends into execution, growth, disruption, artificial intelligence, global markets, leadership under pressure. Hosted by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck and Al Sini, The Business Show delivers direct, unfiltered conversations with the leaders shaping the future of enterprise. If you're launching, scaling, investing, or redefining your next move, this is your front row seat. No spin, no scripts, no surface talk. Real stories, real people, real business. This is clarity in motion. This is momentum. This is The Business Show on USA Global TV and Radio. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Original music score Yefe Tang. Videography and production Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form are strictly prohibited.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by executive producer and director Dr. Jacalyn and Holly. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.